stand by. Set!
Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Century Arms Canik TP9SA. We've done a review on the TP9 V2, and we did a torture test, quote unquote, on the TP9 V2 dragging behind the truck. If you haven't seen either of those videos, this video is going to rely heavily on both of those two pieces. Links in the description for you guys to check those out. But right now, we're going to roll into this gun, and Doc and Sheepdog are going to help me get this one done.
One for good measure.
Good job, man. I'll face my own target. TP9SA.
I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah?
That's the first time I've shot it, so.
All right, well, what is it? Where are we at, like 21 feet?
Something like that.
I hope we have no misses.
Yeah,
But,
I hope so.
yeah.
Ready?
Yep. Oh, push-ups.
Ah. Gosh dang it.
Misses at 21 feet.
Those look like girl push-ups.
Shut up.
I think somebody said that once. I forget who that was. It was a high-profile guy.
It was Jaeger.
Making fun of your push-ups. I remember that. That was funny.
These are normal push-ups. Can I stop now?
Yeah, you're
All
done. You only had to do 10, but all right.
I had one round left.
Yeah. What do you think, man? I mean, like you said, first shots on this thing, but you shot the V2
Right.
before, and you're mostly a SIG guy, considering you have one on your belt right now.
Right.
So I would concur. I'm also a SIG guy.
I'm
So,
either shooting this or the shield that I carry off duty. So.
yeah, very cool. So what are
I
your
like
thoughts?
shooting. It's fun shooting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Could you
used to
compare it to another firearm?
I used to shoot Glocks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's comparable to it.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with it. Shoots fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I suppose what we should probably do is I'm going to hand you the V2 out of my holster here.
All right.
And we'll do a direct comparison. Here you go. It's should be safety check, but
Yep.
yeah. So go ahead and
This looks like this thing got drugged behind a truck.
huh.
You know anything about that?
Yeah. Yeah. It still works though.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah. So, you know, compare. We have done a video on the TP9 V2. You guys can see that video. There's a link in the description for it. This video is going to rely heavily on that review because they're very, very similar guns, but there are some differences. Go ahead and point out a few of the differences here.
One of the first differences you'll notice, this is a whole sight length longer than the V2.
Yeah, you got a little bit longer barrel, a little bit longer sighting radius.
Right.
My opinion is that, we said this before off camera, that the TP9SA is a better target pistol
Right.
than the V2. It shoots a lot better for like range targets than.
Well, I guess if you wanted to compare it to something, you could compare it something like the Glock 17 as opposed to the Glock 34.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, not
it's
quite the long.
Not quite, but I mean, something like that.
Yeah.
The other thing you'll notice too is, I mean, I know you've went over it, Spectre, is the trigger on this one as opposed to the SA. I mean, you'll notice it's got the little kind of Glock reminiscent little trigger safety there. There's some grooves on the trigger, as opposed to the other one. It's a smooth trigger, and this is the one that you can actually set. This one you cannot.
That's true.
This is more comparable to say an actual Glock trigger.
Now,
very similar to it.
The decocker, same mechanism as on the V2, right there on top.
Correct.
Only this time we get a dead trigger when we do the decocker.
Right.
Correct?
If you do this, you can still fire the weapon. That's this one. This one, you can no longer fire the weapon.
Yeah.
That's the big difference.
That's the big difference.
Right.
So
everything else, like the frame, the magazine release, the slide lock, the takedown lever, everything else, I mean, even the stippling on the grip, the rail, everything else is almost identical, even down to the trigger guard itself.
Coming at you.
Oh, you missed one.
I don't know. Should we make her do push-ups?
That's okay.
I don't even do push-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Locks open on an empty mag.
Well,
What do you think? You
you
like
should
it
have
or the
painted- I
V2
think
more?
I should have got clear glasses because the target's brown, the dirt's brown, my glasses are brown.
Oh yeah, they all kind of
shit.
like molding together. Yeah, so's aviators.
It runs really nice. I really like it.
Yeah. You like it more than the V2 or that, or the V2 more than it?
I have better luck with this.
Yeah, you have better luck with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You did have an issue there at the beginning with not having your hand all the way up in the stipple.
Yeah. My
Well,
hand's wet, the gun's wet. I wasn't holding it right.
Yeah.
After that, shooting pretty good.
Yeah. You ran that all day at the Iraq Veteran Shoot. Sideways hurricane rain.
In the rain. For
Wet ammo.
I ran it for 2 days straight in the rain and then loaded it up towards the end of the day and shot it and ran great.
Huh.
I didn't have really any issues with it when I shot it.
Yeah. I know that many of the people that we took both guns on the road with us.
Can you see this? It's still rusty from the Iraq Veteran Shoot.
That is true. We'll have to get that. We'll have to get a shot of that in there.
It's still rusty and it runs great.
Yeah. But that said, we took both guns with us, and a lot of people said that they preferred the SA to the V2. Now maybe that's just because I'm a double action kind of guy.
It was because I was carrying it.
Oh.
That's what it was.
Oh, maybe that's
They're
what it
like,
was.
of course we like that one. She's got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as this gun is concerned, same thing as the TP9 V2 as far as the magazine is concerned. 18 round flush fit Metgar magazines. All the stippling is the same. All the kit that it comes with is the same, including the trigger lock. But it does come with a holster, 2 different paddles for your belt, all that sort of stuff. We'll roll some footage in there left over from the V2 review. Actually, you know what? No, we're not. We're gonna make you go watch the V2 review to see all the stuff that comes with it. But that said, the only thing that I can really argue against this pistol myself is I think going to be addressed in the SF version that's coming out, and I would like to see the front sight removable so that I can put some upgraded sights on this thing. The stock sights are pretty good here. They're the 3-dot sights. I dig them, but I would like to see this front sight that is fixed be able to be replaced with like a big dot or something like that. I would like the option, and the SF will also eliminate the decocker as well. So it'll be this gun minus the decocker with sights that can be added. I also wanted to issue one correction on our original TP9 V2 video that I did just think of. I said in that video that the TP9 was you push the decocker and she's dead. The original TP9 did not go dead when you push the decocker. I can't be right about 100% of the things 100% of the time. My bad, sorry. Correction issued. But that said, I think that is all the technical detail that we really have right now. We're just gonna run the piss out of this thing for the rest of the day in this glorious weather that we're having here in late October.
I mean, for the price, it's a good quality gun.
Oh yeah.
I've shot other guns that are just as cheap and they're crap compared to
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a good quality.
We're gonna have Doc talk about the price point here. We got a few data points for you guys after he gets some trigger time on the SA. Coming up. Somebody rode the slide release and killed the target.
And I killed the target.
So, as far as the trigger is concerned, I actually don't mind the trigger as much as I do on a Glock trigger. I'm not a big fan of the blade in the center. I just think it's another thing that you don't necessarily need. But personal preference, I don't mind this one as much as I do the Glock. Like, I don't like it on a Glock because I think it's something to do with the grip angle. You know, you don't have to shoot that gun like a Californian. It works, all right? It works.
Like I said, I'm primarily a Glock shooter. Glock works for me. I have a hard time kind of leaning away from the Glock, but this gun's doing it for me right now. One other thing I'd like to talk to you about is the price point on this gun. I'm the FFL for the VSO, so I know what everything costs. And Spectre, come on in here for a minute. We've had a little bit of a test going on. We've been polling the public for what, a couple months now, 2 or 3 months now?
Since we got the V2.
Yeah, we started with the V2. We're working our way up, and we have put this gun in the hands of a lot of shooters, let me tell you.
At least 100.
We've even put it in the hands of a couple gun manufacturers
who didn't know about it.
That didn't know about this gun, and the question we ask after we put it in their hand, let them shoot it, what would you pay for a gun like this? And our highest,
well, this is surprising. All right, this is very surprising. Highest
is 2,000.
Which is ridiculous. Which, that's an outlier. We're gonna let that one fly.
Let's talk about the average.
Somewhere around 650.
650 is about average. Most people would pay $650. Out of about 100 shooters would pay about $650 on average for this handgun. Well, let me tell you what this handgun costs right here. Retail, about $350, maybe up to $400 if somebody's trying to, you know, get one over on you. I'm telling you right now, this gun, for the money, pound for pound, is the best striker fire pistol on the market.
I would agree, and you know that's what Jacob says when he goes to places and reps it. As far as the features, the functions, the kit that comes with it, all that sort of stuff. And we might be getting a little heavy on like sales pitch sort of stuff. We get no money from repping this whatsoever. No. Absolutely none.
We've just had a lot of fun with this gun. We're running the crap out of it. We've drug it behind a truck.
Not that one, but
well, the other one. We've drugged this one behind a truck. It goes bang every time. What more do you want? I heard a guy, you know, say one time, yeah, it'd be a good starter pistol. This would be a good anytime pistol.
Yeah. A lot of people, I was in a discussion forum the other day, and somebody asked me, would you EDC that gun? And my answer is,
you already are.
I already am. And I have been for about 3 months. So. So one of the things that I would like to talk about as far as the kit is concerned that we didn't cover in our last review with the TP9 V2, and we're gonna go ahead and do it now in this TP9SA video, is the holster from Century. Go ahead and decock this gun. This is the holster that comes with it. It comes with 2 different paddles, one kind of like this and one for your belt. This is a 226 holster, and this is the CQC cut, okay? And what I like about the CQC cut is that it has this extra notch taken out right here. It allows you to get out of the holster relatively quick. I have had a few issues getting out of this in really, really quick fashion because I'm used to using a CQC cut. And when I go to sweep that gun out of this holster, sometimes I catch it right here. And I know that's a training issue. However, having used these for 6 years now, the training scars are pretty thick. And what I wouldn't like to see potentially is more options for this holster to come with a cutout in it so that gun can clear a little bit faster. All in all, it's a great holster, don't get me wrong. It locks up with all your Serpa gear really quick. Go ahead and put it in here like this. I can lock it right in there. Go ahead and return this thing to battery, and here we go.
I tell you what, I'm a little older, and my eyes aren't what they used to be, and I need these high vis sights to get that, you know, that front sight acquisition really fast. With the SF that's coming out, it will have sight configurations and removable sights where we can put these high vis sights on the SF, and I'm looking forward to that, because that's probably the first thing I'm going to do is yank the stock sights off of it and put some high vis on it.
I'm going to black out on my V2 here. I'm going to black out the rear and leave the front dot, but for a defensive gun, the other thing that I find this thing somewhat lacking on is I'd like a tritium front.
Yeah,
I like a tritium front for nighttime.
well, you can go high vis with tritium.
Yeah.
In fact, these are high vis tritium sights right here, and they glow pretty good.
Very cool. So we're going to go back to something we just covered. You know, we both had a lock open issue. I'm going to flare my thumb on this one.
Okay.
Just to demonstrate that the thing. So live round in, empty magazine in. I'm going to flare my finger here just to prove that it does indeed lock open. So it is an issue of me riding the release here, and I know that you have the same problem. I'm used to shooting a SIG and being able to lay my thumb across it like this, being able to lay my thumb right here. Can't do that on this gun because remember, SIG controls are backwards from traditional. So anyway, why don't we go ahead and get some more shooting?
Sounds good to me.
Again,
Spectre, you know what? One of the best things about a timer is that it is completely unbiased. It doesn't care what you do for a living. It doesn't care if you served in the military or if you serve burgers. It's going to give a very
objective opinion.
A very objective opinion as to how quickly you can put rounds out of that gun and onto your target.
I don't think you can say it any better than that. Let's go ahead and see if I can't get this last one rolled out.
Not if, you're going to.
Well, that being said, shooter ready.
Mm-hmm.
Stand by.
Nothing like push-ups in the gravel in the rain. What can you say?
Boom.
That said, guys, that is a look at the TP9SA Canik TP9SA from Century Arms. Check it out. Links in the description to where you need to go to get more information on them. They're available at a lot of online retailers, as well as ask your local gun shop. Get one. I highly suggest the TP9 series pistols, and I'm looking forward to the future iterations of what Century is bringing in from Turkey.
5 rounds.
I still ride that release really bad, but
that's my gun. You're not gonna drag it behind a truck, are you?
oh no, actually we did it.
You already did it?
No. I mean, I drug my gun, the V2 behind. Hey, this you can look at it. It hasn't been drugged behind the truck.
Or not drag it behind the truck. Or we'll tie him behind the truck and drag him behind the truck and see if his decocker goes off.